everyone, it's Leilani. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a flip through of my Honeymoon album, which was from September of 2019. So this is not going to be uploaded on a Friday, but I'm including it in my Flashback Friday series. So here we go. So I am gonna try to hold these because the glare is pretty bad. But so for kind of this was an afterthought, honestly, of the title page. I got these printed at Persnickety Prints in the 12 by 12 metallic prints that they offer. I did a little stamping on top and I just really loved the really large size pictures, and I didn't know if I was going to frame them or what I was going to do, but they sat around for a while, so I just included them in the album. But I also had a title page already. So here's my title page. So for this album, almost everything that you're going to see is in a creative bubble. Also, there was a Pink Fresh, I think it was a Pink Fresh collection, like their travel collection. And I think possibly in a creative bubble also like designed that one. And then there's a little bit of Kelly Perky in here as well. But in a creative bubble, there's so many awesome printables that like were perfect for our trip. So I will point those out as we go. But yeah, so this is just a little title page. I just included, little bits and pieces about our trip. One thing that I liked was this one. There was a sticker that inspired this, I think from Citrus Twist, and it said, "Our trip in numbers." So it was 15 days, 18 states, 7,000 miles, 2 Disney days, 4 national parks, 2 oil changes, and an uncountable amount of fun and memories made. So this was from September of 2019. So as we start, like I said, I used, this is mostly everything from In a Creative Bubble. These stamps are from Kelly Perky, which I loved, including some of her food stamps, which were so awesome for like road tripping. So for our honeymoon, we live in Mississippi. So we drove all the way to like California, to Oregon. We went all over the place. So we were gone for 2 weeks and it was truly amazing. So when we started out our trip, we drove the first day all the way to Albuquerque, New Mexico. So that was like a super long drive. I think it was like 15 hours. So this one was mostly just a driving day. So I included, the Del Taco wrapper over here because they have Beyond Meat there. And of course we had to try that. And throughout you're going to see a lot of little pieces of memorabilia. This was from the Meteor Crater where we went. We kind of had an inside joke for that one because we tried to go on 2 previous trips and never made it. So we finally went on this one. So this was the second day. So the first day was just driving. Second day, we set off. We were in Arizona. We went to see the Meteor Crater. I love collecting these little patches whenever we go to the different gift shops and things like that. They're such a nice textural element in your scrapbook. So I always just staple them right on. So, so this one's all about the Meteor Crater, all the fun pictures from there. I love that. And definitely the majority of these, like all of these cards that are journaling cards are from In a Creative Bubble. And I just think that they're so perfect because they say like, I bought all of the kits that were travel themed. So I bought like just travel themed kits, road trip themed kits, national park. I mean, they have so many options for big road trips. So definitely check them out if you're, you have anything like that to document. So then still on to the second day, we drove to Las Vegas. So I have, different pictures of our hotel. We were on the 50th floor. I love adding in little bits like that so that I remember things like being on the 50th floor. We always like to get the welcome to the state signs if we haven't been there before. We saw the Hoover Dam. And then one of the coolest things, we wanted to do like a Vegas theme thing, but we don't really gamble, or we're not like drinkers or anything. So we went to this really cool restaurant called Blackout Dining in the Dark, and they had I'm sure I have it written down. Yeah, a 6-course vegan meal. And it was so fun. And it was legitimately pitch black. Like you had to hold on like in a train formation with your waiter to get you to like your table and stuff. So it was incredible. So it was very fun. And then of course I like to include postcards because they do help with like, it's hard to get you know, like this is what it really looked like, but it's hard to get pictures of that. So I love adding postcards. Day 3, we went out kind of adventuring throughout the city, and we mostly wanted to go to a couple like state parks and stuff around the area. So this page is mostly about the food that we ate. So a coffee shop we went to and a vegan taco place that we went to. So I just kind of included all of this. These were in a creative bubble, which I love, but first coffee and taco time. So it was just like basically made for my trip. I mean, these cards and stuff. I had so much fun putting it all together. So I love that. And all of these little stickers are from Pink Fresh as well. Sorry if you can hear my dog. I'm not sure if you can, but y'all know how it is. So this was that same day, the day 3, and we went to the Valley of Fire State Park. So here's a lot of fun pictures from that day, just adventuring around. Like this Bring on the Fun, I'm pretty sure that might be Kelly Perky. So those are sprinkled in. I ended up getting a Kelly Perky National Park stamp set, which was really cool to add in. So those will be making an appearance as well. Here's a lot of my postcards. I'm just going to kind of flip through those, and then the rest of our adventure through Valley of Fire. It was so beautiful. We got takeout, and that was another fun thing that the Kelly Perky stamps included, like takeout and chill and a lot of fun things. And I do have a flip right here. It says, all of a sudden, not the best, and that's Will snuggled up in our bed at the Airbnb or the hotel, sorry, but he just started to feel really bad. I don't know if it was altitude sickness or if it was, you know, what it was, but we just spent the rest of the day kind of chilling and all of that. So then our trips, we move on from place to place really quickly because we were trying to cover a lot of ground. So the next morning we were on our way to California, and we went to Seven Magic Mountains, which is outside of Vegas, and it's kind of like an art installation type thing. So I definitely wanted to go to this. I got a lot of fun photos, and that's pretty much what that is. But I love, like, they had a California set of cards from In a Creative Bubble, so I was able to use like West Coast, Best Coast, California, all those kind of fun things. And they also have a Disney set, or a couple of them, so I used one here. So we made our way to Disneyland. So this was our second time in Disneyland, and the first time staying on property. So we stayed at the Disneyland Hotel. So I have a little bit of memorabilia from, you know, our little cards and stuff, and this is just kind of a compiled amount of things from the hotel. And then we'll move on to our Disney days. So the same day we went to the parks for the rest of the day. So that was super fun. So I have a lot of great Disneyland photos. This was my card to get in. I love keeping things like that. Here we have a flip up, and I talked about Haunted Mansion Holiday because they had the overlay for Halloween, which they don't do that at Disney World. So it was really exciting to see. And then under here, just a few other little pictures, all kinds of fun things added here. And yeah, they had, In a Creative Bubble had a Disney kit. So a lot of these are actually, you know, these cards are Disney themed. And then this was a little pocket thing that they had given us, and I just kept all of the papers and everything that they gave us on our trip. And then this side is mostly Galaxy's Edge. So that was really fun checking out. It was like really, really new at that point. It was a beautiful day, 72 degrees. I loved adding snapshots of the weather since it was, you know, so different from weather at home and stuff. So here are the fun little bottles that you could get in Galaxy's Edge of like the Sprite and Diet Coke and stuff. Okay, and then this is the next day. So Will's brother actually lives in California, so he was able to meet us for this day. So that was fun. And this was Will's card to get in. And a lot of this day was spent over on the other side on California Adventure. So Will and his brother like to ride roller coasters, and I'm not a roller coaster person, but I do love Disney. So I went on like Small World and all of the kind of like Snow White's Scary Adventure, Mr. Toad, all of those kind of rides. I just went on by myself while they rode a few of the roller coasters. I met Sadness down here, which was really fun. And I have a flip up here just with a little more info and a couple more pictures. So a lot of Pixar Pier stuff going on here. I love that Daniel was there so we could get like pictures of Daniel and Will together and me and Will together. And then here, under here are a couple of their ride photos. So I had the photo pass for the day, so I printed a couple of those. And then we did get to go to Olga's Cantina, so also you flip that up and there's a couple additional photos there. So just a really fun Disney day. So this is all the Disney. Unfortunately, we just had 2 days there, but a lot more adventures happen after that. So the next day we went to Yosemite. Once again, I just love how all of these road trip cards and stuff fit in so well with the documenting. So I have another patch here, like National Park Adventure. That's a stamp from Kelly Perky. I love being able to use all the national park stuff. So sometimes I'll put like stickers in here, and of course all the postcards. Uh-oh, I think that was, yeah, that was 2 postcards, but you get the idea. Okay, and then this was the next day. So Yosemite was one day, and this day we were making our way to Portland. So it was really just mostly a driving day, but we did drive through the town of Weed, California, which of course was funny. Had a ton of like fun little shops and, you know, goofy gift shops and whatnot. So that was really fun. We saw, I think this is like Mount Shasta, yeah, and which was beautiful views of that. So that was a lot of fun. And then on the back, we are now in Portland. So we had, I think, just maybe 1 full day there, if I remember correctly, but we like packed it full. So this is another, you know, in a creative bubble. I know I'm saying it a lot, but you know, it's just so cool because they had a whole Portland section too. So it says like Pacific Northwest and, you know, adventures in Portland. Like I love that kind of stuff. So first of all, we were staying at an Airbnb, and we knew we were going to see my aunt and her husband, along the way, like later in the day in Portland, because they live in Bend, as I've said before, and so they were going to meet us, which was really fun. But I did not know they had talked with our Airbnb and snuck in before we got there. And they had added a little wedding cake and all kinds of wedding decorations, you know, because this was our honeymoon, and just a lot of treats. And it was so sweet. So that was really special. And then we just slept there that night, woke up the next morning, and had a super busy day. So we ate at this awesome place called Blackwater that was like this kind of punk bar, and had a ton of vegan, everything was vegan, and so that's some of our food under here. And then I love like cards that say like we ate here, and things that are specific to documenting, you know, all those little moments. And it had a photo booth, so of course I took these with Will. This was another awesome pizza, really bad picture, but awesome pizza, and I wanted to document it so I wouldn't forget in case we go back. More photo booth strips. We also got tattooed at Tiger Clue, so I had to include that. And then later that night, we met up with my aunt and her hubby, who's also named Will. And so that's a picture of us. And we went to Voodoo Donuts. So there's another photo booth. And like, I love this. I actually had a card, I think it was Kelly Perky, that has a photo booth on it. I mean, how amazing. And then the next card has donuts and coffee. So it's just perfect. A couple pictures from Voodoo Donuts. Here's the bag from Voodoo Donuts, and here was our dinner. So very fun. And the next day we were on to Seattle. So here we are at the Space Needle, a lot of Space Needle pictures. And I love, you know, another one of the patches, more Pacific Northwest, more, you know, themed cards that say like Washington and stuff. Whenever you flip this up, I have the tickets from the Space Needle, and this was probably one of my favorite days. It was kind of rainy, you know, and I just loved being there. I just thought it was so fun. Just everything about this day was wonderful. So I like to keep all these little free little brochures and stuff that I pick up. And then I do have a little extra page here because we went to Awajimaya, the like Japanese or it says Asian food and gift market, but it's so fun. And then they had the Daiso, little, you know, dollar store, which I've never been to before. So I was really excited and wanted to document that. So it got its own little insert. And then on the back, I love like this card, ate here, so happy. Let's get takeout. so crazy for you, stuff like that. And we got Asian food. So this was No Bones Beach Club that we'd eaten earlier in the day, and then we got takeout and brought it back to our Airbnb. And there's a little picture of Will laying in the bed at the Airbnb. So just those little details are so fun. The next day was mostly a driving day once again, but we did stop by the Twin Peaks area of Oregon where that was filmed, or was it Washington? It might be Washington, y'all. I don't know. I'm all the way down here in Mississippi, but anyway, wherever it was filmed, we stopped there, and it was really fun because we actually got to go into the diner that's filmed there, and we wanted to get a picture by the sign, the Twin Peaks sign, entering Twin Peaks, and it wasn't there. And then we were Googling frantically, and they were saying that they really don't put the sign up anymore because it'll just get stolen, every time they put a new sign. But there was some really cool murals, that kind of represented these shows. So that was really fun. And it definitely felt very Twin Peaks there. It felt like fall already there, and it was just so cool and beautiful. And then we kept driving, and we were making our way into Idaho. So we got pictures there. Up here, this picture, they're very small, but those are a mama bear and baby bears, which was so fun to see. We were listening to a ton of Crime Junkie, so I wanted to include that. And then here's a flip up of more food that we got. Okay, then we were making our way to Glacier National Park. So I believe we spent the night, and then the next morning got up and started our day in Glacier. So you can see here it was 53 degrees, which is crazy. It was actually really cold. So a lot of national park themed stuff in here. So this is a flip with a picture of Will by the same area, and I used the big stamp, the national park stamps. Very fun. And then on the back, some more pictures from Glacier. It was a cold day, but it was very beautiful and very fun. I love all of these themed cards. More little bits here. Once again, sorry if you can hear my dog. She loves to bark. It's her favorite activity. So we just deal with it around here. But yeah, okay. So then the next day we went to Yellowstone. We're nearing the end here, guys. Y'all are doing great. So another patch, another one down here. So fun. Just, I love all these memories, and I love being able to look through this honeymoon album. This is actually the first time that I've documented a trip like this, in a 12 by 12 album. And, whenever I did this album in 2019, my project life was actually still in the 9 by 12. So doing this 12 by 12 was really taking it all on. But, I had a great time. And that was whenever I was really I think I'm going to do 12 by 12 for my project life for the following year, 2020. So Yellowstone was a day, and then the next day was mostly driving, but we did go see Mount Rushmore, which was interesting, much different than what I thought. It was kind of smaller than what I thought, but we did see it, so we can mark it off. I love this little chip bag, and I was talking about, road trip foods and stuff like that. And then the last place that we really went was the Badlands, which is in South Dakota. So I have pictures of that here. And then we did have another day where we made our way into somewhere in Missouri, maybe Kansas City or Springfield or something, and then spent the night there, and then from there drove home. So, but at that point, there wasn't much else exciting to document, so I just thought, So on the back, I just added a little card with the date of the last 2 days and just said, here we are driving home type thing. But yeah, so that is my completed honeymoon album from 2019. So this was a really, really fun thing to document. And like I said, it was my first real 12 by 12 big album where I documented a trip. I have a lot of smaller albums from years before, a lot of 4x4s, really small. And then I have 8x8s and stuff like that whenever I was kind of getting back into scrapbooking. But I don't have a 12 by 12, and I'm just so happy that I documented this in this large format. I mean, I love being able to look at all of the photos, and I'm just so happy that I have all of these details documented, because it really does tell the story of the entire trip throughout here, and it's so special and cool. Let me just try to pop that back. But yeah, so I really hope that you guys enjoyed this flip through. I've just been having a blast sharing all of my kind of older albums. I know 2019 is not that old, but you know, it is 2021. So I'm just glad to be able to show you guys some of my completed albums from before I was making YouTube videos. So I hope that you enjoyed this flip through, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please also subscribe if you haven't. Also, if you haven't followed me over on Instagram, I would love it if you would. My name on there is the same, Leilani_Scraps. And yeah, guys, this is it for today, but I hope y'all are having a wonderful day, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye, guys.